Hey guys, welcome to today's video. My name is Robin, and if you're new here, I love to bake. Specifically, I love to bake chocolate chip cookies, but throw me anything and I'll try it once. Today, I am super excited and elated. We are getting a little fancy today. We are going to be making Neiman Marcus's chocolate chip cookies. Didn't think I could find this recipe, but I found this really cool website. It's called Cooking Classy, and they have the recipe listed there, so I'm going to be trying it out from there. So I'm really anxious to try this out, see if it tastes high class or not. So I will be listing all the ingredients down below in the description box. Make sure you guys have them ready, that way we can bake together. And while you're down there, make sure you hit that like button and you subscribe, so that way you'll know when I update my next video. All right guys, have your ingredients ready and let's get started. All right, before we get started, if you guys notice my eyes all watery and red and itchy, it's because things are starting to bloom. There's little things in the trees because we had like a week of really nice, like 70-degree weather here. My eyes are telling me that spring is coming, guys. It's almost here. I mean, today we're having a setback. It's a little rainy and gloomy again, but it's around the corner. I feel it. All right, let's begin, shall we? First off, we are going to begin with some rolled oats. We are going to use 1 1/4 of a cup, and we are going to, if you have a food processor, you can use a food processor. I personally do not have one, but I'm just gonna use a blender. That way we can blend it up really finely milled to resemble like a flour. So this will be fun. So like I said, you're gonna use 1 1/4 cup, and then we're gonna blend it. All right, and then we grind it. That looks pretty finely milled to me. All right, that's all blended up and very finely milled too. See, if you don't have a food processor, doesn't mean you have to go buy one. You use what you, and then you just pour it into a mixing bowl. Looks like I got most of it out there. And there it is. Very, very thin. Perfect. Next, we want to use regular flour, and we're gonna use 3, 4, and 2 tablespoons. The reason why measurements are a little wonky is because I just half the recipe, because I don't need an enormous amount of cookies because I will eat them all. So I like to have the recipe. And for this one, like I said, 3/4 of a cup and 2 tablespoons. And we'll just add it to the rolled oats. All right, next to the dry ingredients, we're gonna add 1/2 of a teaspoon of baking soda and 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder. All right, lastly, for the dry ingredients, we are going to add 1/2 teaspoon of salt. All right, now we have all of our dry ingredients together. Make sure you blend them well together. I just get a whisk and whisk. I always get that one wrong. And you just mix it all, that way it's all blended well. And voila, we are done. Now we just set this aside and we're gonna get ready for the wet ingredients. All right, I have my mixing bowl. We'll be using our KitchenAid. If you have a hand mixer, You use any bowl. We are going to start off with our butter. We are going to be using half a cup. In this case, it's 1 stick of unsalted butter. Make sure you leave it out prior. So I left this one out for a while, so it's a little soft on the outside, but still a little firm. You don't want it to be right out of the fridge. All right, we have our butter, and now we are going to add our sugars. So we are using half a cup of dark brown sugar. We're using the dark brown sugar this time, and half a cup of granulated sugar as well. So we're gonna add those to the butter and then cream it together. All right, we have our sugars and butter, and now we add the attachment and we blend it all together. No, you have to turn it on first. There we go. All right, that looks like it blended really well together. Just gonna bring down the side. And now we're on to the next step. All right, next up, we wanna add 1 egg to the mixture. And we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. All right, here's our egg. And 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. All right, that looks good. On to the next step. All right, now that's all creamed together. You want to grab your dry ingredients that we set aside earlier, and we are going to drop it in a few at a time. That way it mixes together slowly. So we're just going to drop in a little bit of the dry ingredients. I'm going to add about half a cup, a little bit more than half a cup to start off, and we just mix it on the lowest setting. All right, we're gonna add a bit more, about another half a cup, and then try bringing down the stuff on the sides as well. That way that gets mixed in there too. And bring it back up, and again, on the lowest setting. Okay, and then we put in the remaining amount. And again, on the lowest setting. All right, that looks good. Meanwhile, these guys are sleeping. All right, now we're gonna add the yummy chocolate chip. And we are going to use 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. These are my semi-sweet vegan ones that I still have. You have just regular semi-sweet chocolate chips, that's fine. I'm just gonna use the vegan ones that I still have. And you will want to use half of a milk chocolate bar. And we just are going to chop it up and have yummy milk chocolate chunks in the cookie. So excited, can't wait for it. All right, and here comes the yummy stuff. There's our milk chocolate chunks and our semi-sweet chocolate chips. I'm gonna leave some aside, that way I can put them on the tops of the cookies for decor purposes. All right, bring this up and we're just gonna blend it slowly. All right, that looks good. All right, now we're getting to the yummy stuff. You wanna make sure you have your oven on to 375 degrees. That way, by the time we finish prepping the dough balls, they'll be ready to go in the oven. So you want to grab your parchment paper and your baking sheet, line it up, and we're going to start forming the dough balls into 1/4. That's huge, right? Like, that's really big, but it says that the dough balls are about 2 ounces, so about 1/4 of a cup, and we mold them into balls. Not perfect balls, but like kind of round. We'll show you though. We'll see how they turn out. All right, this is 2 ounces. I actually measured it out. So we're gonna roll them up and place them like that. And then place some chocolate chips so they could look pretty. Since it's Neiman Marcus, you know they're gonna make it look extra fancy. So we want them to look extra fancy too. All right, this is 2 ounces, so all done. All right, now that our cookies are molded and our oven is on and ready to go at 375 degrees, we are going to bake them for 10 minutes. They recommend they are slightly underbaked, so I'm probably gonna check them around 9 minutes, 8, probably 9. But they are a lot bigger than my usual cookies, so make sure you just check them. The way to know is that the ends are gonna be a little browned and the top is gonna look like they are not done. And then you're like, okay, it's time to take them out. You don't think they're ready, but they're still gonna bake a little bit because they're still really hot. 9 or 10 minutes, depending on your oven. All right, in the oven they go. And we wait. All right. Ooh, they are big. Look at those. Here is a close-up. They look yummy. They did spread a lot. They did get really wide, but they do look really, really good. So let's let them cool and then we'll try them out. All right. They have cooled off and they are really flat. I wonder where that is. My only guess is the butter, that it wasn't, I don't know, my guess is probably the butter. But it's all about the taste, so let's see what they taste like. It is time for the taste test. All right, let's give these Neiman Marcus cookies a go. Pause. Wow. That is a bite-full. Oh my gosh. So I really, really enjoyed the 2 dark sugar and the regular sugar. It has a different taste than the normal like light brown sugar. It's a little bit harsher, but it's really good. And as for the rolled oats, I can't really taste them. Okay, I tasted a little bit more this time. The first time it was a very chocolatey bite, so all I could taste was the milk chocolate. But I can taste a hint of the rolled oats. It's very, very slight. It's not overbearing like sometimes when it's a lot stronger, like with more like of an oatmeal cookie. I'm not a fan of those, but this is really good. It doesn't have that like oatmeal flavor whatsoever. So if you were looking for something like that, this is definitely not it. It's more of the chocolate chip, but it has really good flavor. I really enjoyed it. I just wish they weren't so big and flat-like. Not quite sure what happened there, but it is really, really good. I do enjoy it. I think, yes, I do believe you guys will enjoy it. The oatmeal kind of gives it a different flavor, but like I said, it's not like an oatmeal cookie. It's very, very interesting. You guys have to try them and let me know what you think. I enjoyed it, and I put on my pearls. I'm sorry, not pearls. My diamonds, since I wanted to feel fancy since they were Neiman Marcus cookies. And I think they did deliver. I want to thank the recipe from Cooking Classy because that's where I got this from. I will check it out and see what other fancy recipes they have there, and I'll make sure to try them out for you guys. Let me know in the comments if you tried it and how your cookies came out. Let me know if they came out flat like mine. Not quite sure. I think with the butter though, it usually tends to do with the butter and how like cool or hot it is. But let me know down in the comments. Let me know if you guys like it, what you guys think as well. Who do we want to grab today? Who wants to say bye today? Russell, I think you were in the last video. Randy wants to come in. It was actually Randy's birthday this month, so it's his birthday month. He is, seven years old. Don't you like how he's like a little old man and puts his arm on my shoulder? So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy this recipe. And make sure you guys subscribe and ring that notification bell. That way you'll be notified of all my future uploads and we can bake together. Thank you guys. You didn't even say bye. You didn't say bye? Bye-bye.